Some of these games will start arguments, and some of them are to avoid arguments. I'm just going to tell you right now, there's one game that I was very upset playing. Hi, welcome back to misformeeple. My name's Mitch.
And I'm Morgan, and today we'll be talking about 5 games to play at Thanksgiving. So these games have like a Thanksgiving theme. They're easy to teach kind of non-gamers. Play relatively quickly because, Thanksgiving can be pretty chaotic sometimes with everybody like getting a dinner ready, cleaning up after dinner.
Yeah.
Sometimes people have to go and to 2 separate Thanksgivings like we do. So they're games that play it relatively quickly. You can play it while you're waiting for food to be made. Usually you're confined to a separate part of the house. So you're not stepping over all the cooks in the kitchen. So these are kind of just like filler-ish games to play while you wait.
Some of these games will start arguments, and some of them are to avoid arguments. I'm just going to tell you right now, there's one game that I was very upset playing. But let's get into it.
Do you want to go first or me?
You can go first. You got more on your end.
All right. The first game we're going to talk about here is Piece of Pie, published by Blue Orange Games. So Piece of Pie is a set collection drafting game where everyone is making their own pies by selecting or drafting pieces of pies from the 4 center pies in the middle of the table. Each game has different scoring conditions that will be out, so it has a lot of replayability depending on which 2 scoring conditions that you choose. So one scoring condition might be like, oh, you'll get 5 points if your pies at the end of the game have, 2 blueberry pieces that are exactly 2 spaces apart. And you'll get 5 points for each pie that has that condition met. And then you also get points for like the pie topping. So if you have chocolate shavings, if you have 2 pieces of whipped cream touching.
What are the shapes?
The shapes are heart, star, and
like flower?
Flower, yeah. So you get bonus points if you have a full set in your pie that has the heart, star, or flower. So you're drafting from pies in the middle, and it's kind of unique because you can only draft pieces of pie that are left or right of the piece that has been taken.
Well, yeah, because you can pick
arrows.
from 4 pies, and there's a little arrow token pointing to it. So initially, your only options are the 4 slices that the arrows are pointing to. But once those slices are gone, you can take, the left or right of that empty slice. So it kind of opens it up, and there's a bit of strategy on how you take the pieces, waiting for your opponent to take the bad ones on a particular pie.
Because you might not want to take a specific piece, because that'll open up the piece next to it, should they take it. So yeah, it's just a real quick game. It plays in, what does it say? Plays in about 15 minutes, 2 to 4 players, 8 and up. So little kids can play this game too. It's really easy to teach. It's just set collection. Oh, you just want to get, and if they don't understand set collection, you just select in a piece from the middle, and then at the end you just score up your points.
Yeah.
But yeah, very thematically appropriate for Thanksgiving. It's got a bunch of different pie flavors. Looks really pretty out on the board. Really, really nice one to play for Thanksgiving.
Just looking at it, I think I lost all these games.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, I don't think I want a single one of these. That's why I'm so mad.
Is returning, Mitch.
Jesus.
It's also adorable because it's in a little, what looks like a pie tin. So the box opens up and all the pie pieces are like...
Yeah, that is really nice.
Yeah, I really like that the box actually just looks like you bought a pie at the store. It's just really cute to play for Thanksgiving. Next game. All
right, next game is... Cuisine. Who makes this game?
Lungi.
Oh, but it is
Barcelona. Lungi, Barcelona.
Something like that. This game is for 3 to 6?
3
to 6 players, 15 minutes. One person is like the head chef or sous chef or something like that, who is in charge of kind of like dealing out the cards and opening the kitchen, while all the other players are collecting ingredients and recipes trying to make different dishes and score points. Now, we played it in like real time and like got like hectic with it.
Yeah, because
which was like kind of fun.
This game is for 3 to 6 players. We didn't have a 3-player group, so we like kind of house ruled it for 2 players, where we just set up the board and then we played it in real time, which I don't think is how you're supposed to play it. But I'm very excited to actually play this at Thanksgiving because it does play up to 6.
Yeah, so it's like you start with 7 cards in your hand and there's 9 cards out. So it's everyone we did it to where we counted down 3, 2, 1, kitchen open, and then just quickly like trading 1 for 1 with the I don't know, was it just called the kitchen? I guess then
a 9-card grid.
Yeah, you were just swapping one out, and then like if your opponent put one down that you needed, you swap that out. And then when you have all the ingredients to make a recipe that's in your hand, you say "a la cuisine," and then you keep going until no one wants any more cards. And you can put your cards face down on the kitchen closed side. And then at that point, when there's only one person who's still in the kitchen, the head chef or whoever it is, sous chef, would say kitchen closed. So it's kind of, we made it a race to where it's like we were trying to get the cards and close the kitchen so that way.
Right, because in a 3-player game, which is the minimum for this, it's...
Well, one person would be the chef and then it would just be 2 players. So
it would be 2 players. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, you're just racing against your opponent to like close the kitchen, so that way they can't get more cards.
But then, once everyone closes or everyone but one person says kitchen closed, all of the cards in the middle get put on the bottom of the deck, and then a new set of 9 cards come out. Everyone redraws their hands to 7, and you keep going. But it's really cool because the different recipe cards have like a victory point at the top, so they might be worth different points. Spaghetti and meatballs might be worth 10 because it requires a ton of ingredients to make.
My God, that took forever to make.
But yeah, it's really, really fun. It can be frustrating when like your opponent calls kitchen closed
and
before
you needed a couple cards.
Before you picked up an ingredient that was out, or before you swapped.
That's why I think in a higher player count it would be better, because one person, like just putting their hand down, closing the kitchen, won't close it for everyone else.
Right, you'll have a little bit more time. And you'll get a better mix of cards because you have more people swapping in and out of their hands. But the artwork on this game is really pretty. They're just like beautifully drawn with like a text underneath of like what the ingredient is. And it's really fun to play. The recipe cards have just like a matte color behind them, which really makes them pop. Very, very cute game. And again, appropriate for Thanksgiving because it's all about cooking.
Yep.
Our next game is Just Desserts, published by Looney Labs. And Just Dessert is a game where you are trying to satisfy customers by serving them the desserts that they like. So there will be like a grid in the middle of different customers available, and you have different desserts in your hand. And the desserts have different symbols. So like this dessert might contain peanuts or chocolate or ice cream.
Or like cake.
Or pie. And so the different customers in the middle all have different likes and dislikes. So one person, like the doctor, might like chocolate and peanuts, but don't give him anything with ice cream because he's lactose intolerant. So once you have a dessert that can meet their needs, so say you have a piece of, peanut butter chocolate cake that will satisfy the doctor. So you could trade in the piece of cake and you would claim that doctor and it would go into your scoring conditions. However, if Mitch also had a dessert that had chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah, I can poach him.
He could poach the doctor.
Was it called poaching?
I think so, yeah. He can poach the doctor from my hand, or from my scoring pile, and take that into his hand. However...
I mean, you get a chance to rebuttal.
Yeah, you do get a chance to rebuttal. If you can satisfy his needs again, then you would take him back. Now, each customer also has a favorite dessert. So the doctor's, favorite dessert might be like a peanut butter parfait or something. So if you happen to have the peanut butter parfait card, then you can, claim the doctor right away. It's usually just one card. You don't have to spend like
meets all his needs. So
right, you don't have to spend like 2 cards to try to claim that. But it's really, really fun. game. This is available on BGA, which is where we first played it, and we had a lot of fun with it to where we had to buy it. There's also the coffee expansion, which we got, but we haven't played with that yet. But it reminds me of Thanksgiving, because I don't know if your Thanksgivings are like ours, but there is a full like dessert buffet bar equal to like the food. Everyone makes pies, everyone makes desserts.
So many pies.
Right, and when it comes to dessert time, there's always people like, oh, I don't like pumpkin pie, or apple pie is the best, or, you know, I'm going to have this dessert, but I want ice cream on the side. And it just kind of reminds me of, like, how everyone has likes and dislikes when it comes to desserts. And you're trying to, like, satisfy everyone at the table and make sure you have what they want.
Pie Wars of 2019.
Yes, this is just dessert. It is a 10 to 40 minute game, 2 to 5 players, and ages 8 and up. So it's a really easy game that you can kind of play with anyone, but it plays relatively quickly. That is just desserts.
All right, now we're going to talk about buried treasure. And not like buried under the ground, but berries as in like fruits and stuff. And this is from Restoration Games and what is that, Griffin Games?
Yes.
Plays 2 to 5 players, and what was it, like 10 minutes it took us?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 to 20 on the box. So this game's super mean. Like right off the bat, just gonna let you know that one. You're swiping a sweet from like the collection in the middle.
Yeah, you're like raccoons.
If it says more, you're allowed to take a second one. If it has grabby paws, you're stealing points away from your opponents. And there's different, 3 rounds where there's different scoring conditions, because there's 4 different sweets. There's like blueberry, what is that, peach?
Blueberry pie, like a chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake, yep.
Like some sort of strawberry dessert, and then another like a lemon tart.
Okay. Oh, it is a lemon. Yeah, so there's 4 different scoring conditions out of those 4 different sweets, and it changes the point value each round to where you're collecting these different sweet cards, and whoever has the most will score the most for the blues, and so on and so forth. But you keep your cards round to round. So if you had the most blue cards round 1, you're getting a lead for most blue cards in round 2. Okay. Now you're opening yourself to grabby paws, and it gets so mean when someone grabs a card from the center that has like, oh, it's a blue sweet with 3 grabby paws on it. Well, that means you can take 3 blue sweets from your opponent. What kind of crap is that? So mean. You're
swiping desserts.
Yeah, we played the 2-player variant, which it does matter drastically, like how the cards are dealt, because in a 2-player game, you're taking them from like a pyramid type deal, to where the pyramid, or no, it's like a diamond. There's 3, 4, 5, 4, 3 is how the cards are laid out, and you can only grab from your side, unless you grab a more card, which allows you to grab from either side. So if she's got all the high-scoring cards on her side,
or all the grabby paws,
then I'm just SOL. Like, it's not...
That's why I'm really excited to play this with our family at Thanksgiving, to see how it plays at higher player counts.
Right, because then you're playing those same rows.
Everyone's
picking from the end. Yeah. Yeah, so it makes it a little bit more balanced.
And the grabby paws, it kind of divvy ups the stealing a little bit, so it's not so one-sided.
Yeah.
He's just salty he lost.
Oh yeah, I am, because I had a fantastic round 1, and then round 2 and 3, the way the cards were just dealt, I had
you could shuffle
the lower scoring conditions on my end, and you had like the high scoring conditions on your side.
Yeah.
Whereas like, all right.
I think it will play better with more people. But again, very, very fun for Thanksgiving. There's a giant pie in the box. You're swiping different desserts.
Just careful who you play it with.
It also kind of reminds me a little bit of like being a little kid, because I remember my mom like baking in the kitchen for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, and me and my brother always like sneaking in to like grab a piece of cookie dough, or like, you know, snack a cookie, and that kind of just reminds me of that.
It's gonna cause a fight. Be careful who you play with. Someone will fight.
There's definitely some take that for sure. But that's buried treasure.
Yep, buried treasure.
All right, the last game that we're going to talk about today is Green Team Wins by 25th Century Games. So we all know Thanksgiving with a large family can sometimes lead to like arguments if politics are brought up, or But in green team wins, the whole goal of this game is to be on the same page. You want to be in the majority and have the majority consensus, because if you're in the majority, you get to be on the green team, and that's how you score points in this game, is by having the majority answer. So there's a bunch of different prompts in this game. There are this or that questions where it might be like, oh, apples or oranges. So you would write down on the card either which you prefer or which you think the group would prefer. So you write that on the card, and whoever answers is in the majority. So say apples win 6-4.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote apple would score 1 point and switch to the green team from orange. And then they would stay on the green team for the next round. So say the next question, which might be like a fill in the blank. So it might be like board, right? So if everybody filled in the blank game for the second word, like board game, whoever answered in the majority, so say game 1, whoever was currently on the green team would then score 2 points and remain on the green team. Whoever was on the orange team that said game would flip to the green team and score 1 point. Now, if you got it wrong and you were on the green team, you would score 0 and you would flip back to orange.
Yeah, only green team wins.
Yeah, but this game is super, super fun. It plays 3 to 12 players to ages 10 and up and plays in about 15 minutes. It's a really good game to just kind of play around a table. I guess you could probably even play it like sitting on the couch in the living room, as long as everybody could see the card, or if you read it out loud.
Yeah, just read it out loud.
Because everyone has dry erase boards. So after you're like full from Thanksgiving and everyone's just kind of like relaxing, it's kind of a nice game to play with like a whole group of people.
You might not fight over politics, but you'll fight over like McDonald's or Wendy's is an option, or apples or oranges. Like it'll.
The third category is best of 3. So it might be like, oh, which is the best jelly bean flavor, and it would list 3, and then you would have to say A, B, or C, which is the best. So yeah, it kind of makes the arguments a little bit more civil, I would say. But then you start thinking strategically, and you're like, okay, I'm going to stop saying what I think is best.
See, I do that
what
all
I think
the time.
The group would think.
See, we play this game a lot with like my family and then your family. So where it's like we play it with my family, and it'll be like, oh, local pizza shops or like local ice cream stores. So I'm like, all right, I got this one. My family really likes like going to ice cream places. So I write ice cream. Then everyone writes down pizza. So then we go and play with your family like the next day. So I'm like, all right, so maybe I'm in the wrong mindset here. So I'm writing down pizza. And then all of your family writes down ice cream. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm just mad because I lost this game too.
But yeah, it's really, really fun. There is like a whole deck of cards that you can cycle through, so it never really gets stale. And even if you play it with the same group, it's surprising how the answers will change. Because we have played it like the same time with the same group of people, and we're like, well, last time we had this card, everybody said oranges was better, so why are we switching to apples?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's a really fun game to play with your family, and kids can get into it as well. So that is Green Team Wins. So those are the 5 games we recommend to play for Thanksgiving. Because they kind of have like a Thanksgiving feel to them, they play relatively quickly, and they're really easy to learn and teach people. So it's not like a big complicated board game. Most of them are like set collection, and they play really fast. So really easy to teach like, non-board gamer family members. But yeah, they're really fun as well. And a lot of them play like 7 and up. So little kids can play as well.
Even if you lose, you're still having fun. You just might be mad about it for a few days.
Exactly. You might be mad about it for a few days.
Yeah.
But a lot of these games only played to like 5 or 6 players. If you have a large family for Thanksgiving, definitely check out our top 10 party games video. All of the games in that video are for 8 players and up. So we'll link that down below because those are all very good suggestions as well. They don't have as much of a Thanksgiving theme, but they do play with more players. So yeah, we will link that down below. And let us know down in the comments what games you're going to play this Thanksgiving with your family, or games you're going to try to introduce to your family. We'd love to know. So definitely leave that down below.
So if you like this video, be sure to click the like button. If you want to help our channel out, click subscribe. and click the bell to get notified when we release videos every Sunday. And we're also part of the BG Hub Discord, so check out the link in the description down below. We're always chatting in the Discord, so come talk with us. Have fun. So, my name's Mitch.
And I'm Morgan. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, welcome back to M is for... I almost said M is for Mitch. Do I say?
But you're also open up for
now
people
you're
to
open
steal.
for some grabby f***ing paws. Bleep that.
Today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 games to play for Thanksgiving. I don't like how I said that.
All right, so
Should I say showing you?
What?
Should I say showing you 5 games to play for Thanksgiving? We're going to be talking
You always say
about,
talking about.
right?
In today's video.
And in today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 games to
I think
play.
you could take out today's video.
And I'm Morgan, and we're going to be talking... See, I like saying in today's video. Play during your Thanksgiving celebration. And today, we'll be talking about 5 games to
Do you want me
play.
to do it? We'll
No,
go
no,
back
no.
to when I do the
Stop
intro.
it. I'm trying to say it so that I know what I need to say.
Sorry.
And I'm Morgan, and today we'll be talking about 5 games to play during your Thanksgiving celebration. Is that too long?
It is too long.
And I'm Morgan, and today we'll be talking about 5 games to play at Thanksgiving. Love it. Let's go. Do you not like it?
No.